honored that you're here with me today. We have been working on boosting our immune system in the last week, and for the next couple of weeks, we'll be going through the series of boosting our immune system. Our immune system is governed by our lymphatic system. The lymphatic system consisting of 500 or 600 lymph nodes throughout our body, our spleen, which is on the upper left side of our body, above the stomach. Those two work hand in hand to flush toxins out of our body. And then we have this thymus organ, which is right here in the upper chest. And that thymus helps produce our the immunity of the adaptive immunity in our body so that we can adapt to different things. So interestingly, your lymphatic system does not have its own pump. You have to help it along. It doesn't flush out the toxins on its own without you doing something to help it. Unlike our circulatory system where we have our heart helping us, nothing helps our lymphatic system unless we do something. And there are two things we can do: deep breathing and yoga movements. Let me read you this article from this, gosh, I don't remember which medical journal this was in, but it's called Deep Breathing and the Lymphatic System. Deep breathing is our savior tool to restore and maintain health because our deep breathing and the lymphatic system are one. Breathing is our source of life, but breathing patterns are our quality of life. Deep diaphragmatic breathing stimulates the cleansing of the lymph system by creating a pumping effect as the diaphragm contracts and relaxes. So your diaphragm is this big muscle here. When you inhale, it contracts and then it relaxes. This pumping action not only boosts immunity and helps eliminate toxins, but also improves metabolism, assists in the intestinal lymph nodes to absorb fat. Exhalation is more important than inhalation. Exhalation is usually passive, and inhalation is what we do actively. So if you passively exhale, you don't exhale deeply in your body. All respiration starts with a careful and complete exhalation is an ancient yoga motto. And the reason is simple: only a receptacle can only be filled after being completely emptied. And that's why when we do this deep diaphragmatic breathing, I ask you to do long, slow exhales through your nose to really get all the air out of your body. So we'll start boosting our immune system right now with our deep yogic breath. So please sit comfortably any way that you like. Even in a chair, if you want to sit in a chair for this. I just need you to have a nice long spine and open airways. And then if you'd like to place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, this will help you feel your breath come in and out of your body. So sit tall, close your eyes, and begin breathing in and out of your nose. And just start with your lung breathing. Feel the hand on your chest rise and fall. This is your normal breath. Without you really thinking about the exhalation, you're thinking about the inhalation, but the exhalation just happens. And then I want you to increase the depth and breadth of each inhalation and exhalation. So now as you inhale slowly, you feel your hand on your chest rise and then your hand on your belly rise. And now you're going to concentrate on your exhalation fully, slowly through your nose, and feel how the hand on your belly falls and then the hand on your chest falls until you're completely emptied of breath. And then repeat: slow, even, long, and full. And the contraction of the diaphragm as you inhale massages your internal organs and that all-important spleen to flush toxins out of your body. This is the pumping action that article talked about. Please finish up with one more deep, slow, even yoga breath. And after you do so at your own time, bring your breathing back to normal. And I shall greet you with my opening Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Thank you again for being here. So as we practice boosting our immune system today, I'm going to try to point out to you what part of our immune system we're touching with these different poses that we're going to be doing. So we'll start with our seated spinal movements, our 6 seated spinal movements. Please take your hands to your middle of your chest. Inhale as you push your fingertips up all the way above your head. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing up. So what this right now is doing is stimulating all the lymph nodes in your armpits. Your armpits have a lot of lymph nodes in them, and also your collarbone area and your neck area. So we're stretching all of that, and we're stimulating all of those wonderful lymph nodes, flushing out the toxins. Take one more breath in, point your fingers up. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the right thigh. Right hand behind. Put the right hand on the mat so that you have a kickstand to keep your body vertical. And take several deep breaths here. So what this is doing, in addition to helping our posture and our spinal muscles, but it's also massaging our internal organs and that all-important spleen. Take a deep breath in and exhale, slowly turn back to center. Bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale, push your hands together as you push up toward the ceiling. Big breath. Exhale, let your right hand float down beside your right hip. The left arm stays by your ear as you lean over, opening up your left rib cage and opening up all the lymph nodes in your left armpit. A couple of breaths here. Make sure that your left sit bone doesn't come up off your bolster. And then pull up with your left arm, inhale. Exhale, bring the arm down and return to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, twist, left. Right hand comes to the left thigh. Left hand behind, keeping your spine vertical as you twist. Every time you exhale, get a little deeper in the twist. Allow your neck to relax here. A couple more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Once more, palms to heart center. Inhale up. Push up with your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, let your left hand float down beside the hip, right arm beside the ear as you lean over, opening your right rib cage, stimulating all the lymph nodes around your armpit. These are called axillary lymph nodes, the ones around your armpit. And then inhale up, exhale down. If you're sitting cross-legged, please switch the cross of your legs so we become more balanced. And then we have lots of lymph nodes in our neck area and our clavicle area. So we're going to do some neck stretches to help boost our immunity by stimulating those lymph nodes. So inhale, reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your chin, look down. Slowly inhale as you drag your chin over to the right shoulder, and then lift your chin coming up, looking up over your right shoulder, and then continue lifting your chin until you get to 12 o'clock, looking up. And then exhale very slowly as you continue to drop your head on the left side of your body, like around a clock. Come in front of your left shoulder and then back to center, and then repeat. Inhale, dragging your chin up the right side of the body slowly as you look up. And then exhale, coming down the left side of your body slowly. Pause at center. And then we'll go the opposite direction. Inhale as you drag your chin to the left. Come up over your left shoulder. Keep on turning your head to look up. Exhale as you slowly come down over the right shoulder, back to center. And continue one more time with an inhale up the left. Look up to 12 o'clock. And then exhale very slowly, coming down on the right. Pause in the center of your chest, and then slowly lift your head to face forward. Inhale, stretch the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring your right ear down to your right shoulder, and then take your right hand on the left side of your head. And don't pull on your head, just let your hand rest there. And then let your left arm just sort of swing out diagonally from your body and push your fingertips away, and you'll feel an increase of that stretch on the left side, neck and shoulder. Take a deep breath and slowly release. Head comes back to center. Inhale, crown of your head goes up toward the ceiling. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head. And then your right arm can drift out at a diagonal and push the fingertips away. And just feel how that enhances the stretch. And release slowly back to center. So all these lymph nodes in this area are called cervical lymph nodes, and that's what we just got through boosting. Okay, so please grab your strap and your blocks handy. And I'm just going to scoot back a little bit and come seated with your legs in front of you. And have a block handy on either side of you within your reach. So with your sitting in Dandasana, with your spine erect, your head's over your shoulders, a 90-degree angle from your legs to your body. Bring your shoulders down from your ears and make sure that your feet are pointed up and your knees are pointed up. Okay, so from here, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. First, we'll start with our right shoulder. We're going to inhale, bring it forward. Exhale as you round it back and down. So we'll do it with breath. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. And one more inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Now our left shoulder, inhale as you come forward and up. Exhale as you come back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. And once more, inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Okay, please take the belt and just wrap it around the soles of your feet, or the balls of your feet, actually is better, balls of your feet. And then just grab the belt in your hands like so. So the belt is just an extension of your arms here. You want to make sure that your legs are straight, but don't allow your knees to lock, okay? And keep your spine long. Tilt your pelvis forward so you have an arch in your lower back. And not a big arch, just a little arch in your lower back. So you're going to feel your hamstrings activate here as you pull the belt towards your body. So you're activating your muscles. So you want to push your feet into the belt as you're pulling the belt toward your body, so that is a counteraction of your muscles. Keep your head on top of your shoulders. bring your chest forward, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, really slowly come forward, bending from your hip crease, not from your waist, and see if you can bring your chest a little closer to your legs. You don't have to go very far to make this feel good. You can shorten up on your strap if you like. You can even bend your knees a little bit if you like here. You should feel the nice stretch in your hamstrings, and you should feel it in your lower back. If you have your arched lower back or your neutral lower back, think about sticking your tailbone out behind you, and you can maybe feel this nice stretch in your lower lumbar area. Every time you exhale, relax into the stretch. Make sure your shoulders are down from your ears. And then please come back upright. Take the belt and put it on your left foot. Remove it from your right foot and then bend your right knee. And then bring your right knee out to the side and your right foot in toward your left thigh. Now, if your knee is bothered hanging out in air here, you can always put a block underneath of it to help you. If you have super flexible hips, you might be able to just put your knee on the mat here. You want to walk your left foot out, maybe 45 degrees or so. So it's at a diagonal from your body. So there's a narrow V here. Your pelvis is still tilted forward here, so you have a lumbar curve. Turn your body to the left so that your chest is lined up over the left leg. And then again, using the belt as an extension of your arms, keeping your shoulders down from your ears, we're just going to allow our chest to come down toward the leg without hunching our shoulders, without rounding our back. You don't have to go very far to feel this. You want to micro bend in that knee. Don't let the knee lock out, and keep your head in line with your spine. Tendency is to allow your chin to drop. And you just want to keep your chin up so that you think of a long line from the crown of your head to your tail. And relax here as you take a few breaths. And then inhale as you slowly come back upright. And now we'll extend the right leg back long. Move the belt to the right foot and bend the left leg. So the right leg's going to walk out a little bit at an angle. Your left sole of your foot is going to come inside towards your groin area, maybe touching the inside of your thigh. And once again, if your knee bothers you hanging out in air, you can put a block underneath of it to support it. Take a deep breath here. Exhale as you turn your body, chest lines up over the right leg, and then allow your chest to fold over, holding the belt for leverage. So this is boosting our lymph nodes in the groin area. They're called inguinal nodes, inguinal lymph nodes, all in our pelvic and our groin area. There are lots of them. So this particular pose is stimulating those lymph nodes, and it's also a nice hip opener on one side and a nice hamstring stretch on the other, and a spinal stretch as you keep your spine nice and long, keeping your head in line with your spine. A couple of more breaths here. Relax. Think about sticking your tailbone back and out so that you have an arch in your lower back. And then very slowly come back up and put your belt aside for a moment. And then please come onto your hands and knees, patting your knees accordingly to keep them happy. And make sure your hands are lined up under the shoulders. that the knees are lined up under the hips. And then we'll do some spinal movements here with a flat back inhale. Exhale, curl up into your cat back. So you can tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, push the mat away so you feel your shoulder blades separate on your back and you feel every vertebra open. And then inhale as you drop your belly down. You're making very slow movements here, long inhalation. Belly comes down, head comes forward, tailbone goes back as you extend your spine long. And then exhale, come back all the way, bring your bottom to your heels, greasing your hinges. And then very slowly push back to table. And we'll repeat that. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, arch into your cat back, flex back, very slowly, feel every vertebra. Inhale very slowly and deeply through your nose as you extend your spine long, dropping your belly down into a banana back. And then exhale very slowly as you bring your bottom back toward your heels. And then come back to table. Take your block and put it beside your right leg, outside of your right knee. Any height from now, just have it within reach here. So now we're going to take a deep breath with a flat back. As you exhale, you're going to lift your right knee, come up toward your chest, tuck your chin, maybe bring the knee toward the nose, and then inhale, kick your right leg way back behind you. Now this is going to be our abdominal work here. So steady up your balance as you lift your left arm and breathe, engaging your belly muscles as you breathe. Balancing table here. Very good core work. Okay, bring the hand down, bring your foot down, keep it extended behind you. Walk your foot over to the left side of your body as far as you can and look over your left shoulder. Maybe you can see the foot. Cat looking at its tail here. So you're opening your right ribs here, flexing the left. And then walk your foot all the way back behind you and then continue walking it around so that it is now perpendicular to your body. Okay, from here, we're going to do a couple of leg lifts. So engage your belly muscles here because this will help you lift your leg. So inhale as you lift your leg off the mat. It doesn't have to come very far. And then bring it back down, touch down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and pause here. And again, this action stimulates your inguinal lymph nodes. Walk your hands, or push into your hands and come on up to upright position. Bring your hands above your head into prayer position for what I call a starting gate pose. From here, allow your left hand to drop down to your block, any level that's comfortable for you. Your right arm stays at 12 o'clock. So now we're going to stimulate our axillary lymph nodes in the armpit area by rotating our shoulder. Inhale as you bring your arm forward, and then down to 6 o'clock on the clock face, and then up back to 12. So with breath, inhale forward, down to 6, exhale back to 12. Inhale forward, down to 6. And then back up to 12. Once more, inhale, down to 6, and then back up to 12. And pause here. Push into your left hand so that you can come up to your starting gate again. Rotate your right toes so they're pointing away from you. Now, the toes don't have to be flat on the mat. You can lift your toes, but if you can put your toes down on the mat, that gives you more of a stretch to the top of your foot. And then take your right hand onto the right hip crease. And we're going to lean over that hand long, keeping the right arm, the left arm beside the ear. Big groin opener. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your arm down, and then bring your hands down in front of you. Bring your knee in. And now move a block to the outside of your right leg. And starting with a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, your left knee comes into your chest. Tuck your chin, nose to knee. Inhale, legs straight back behind you. Get your balance, move your hands around so you can have enough balance to engage your core muscles as you lift your right arm into the balancing table. Breathe a couple of breaths here. Make sure your hips stay level. And then the hand comes down, the foot comes down behind you. Walk the foot over to the right side of your body, look over your right shoulder. Cat looking at its tail, so you're flexing your right ribs, opening up your left. And now walk the foot back behind you and then all the way over so that it's perpendicular on the left side of your body. You can move your hands around for a little bit of leverage in order to lift your leg for leg lift. So inhale, lift the leg up and then bring it down. Inhale, back up, back down. Inhale, back up, your foot keep flexed here and then come back down. Inhale up and then down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, inhale up and then exhale down. And you feel your glute muscles working here, can't you? All right, push into your hands, come on up to upright starting gait. So in this position, your toes are pointed forward, your left toes are pointed forward. And then we're gonna allow our right hand to float down to our block or the mat, whatever is best for you. And then your left arm is at 12 o'clock. Rotating your deltoids, which is the big muscle surrounding your shoulder, and it's over a lot of little muscles underneath of it. You're going to inhale as you bring your arm forward. And then exhale back to 12. Inhale, rotating forward. Exhale back to 12. Inhale, rotating forward. Exhale back to 12. Inhale, rotating forward. Exhale back to 12. Pause here and then push into your right hand and come back to your starting gait. Pivot your toes so that they're pointing away from you. Again, your foot doesn't have to be flat on the mat. You can keep your heel, your toes up, but if you can stretch your foot so that it's flat, it gives you more of a stretch to the top of your calf. And then the left hand comes to the hip. Right arm stays by the ear as you lean over. Variation of the gate pose called Padikasana. And then pull up with your hands, come back to your starting gait, inhale. Exhale, hands come back down in front and the leg comes in back to table. And now we're gonna stand up coming through our downward facing dog. So tuck your toes and then lift your knees and your hips way up in the air behind you. Stretch your spine long. Keep your knees bent here. Let your head melt between your arms. Spread your fingers wide. Bend your knuckles so the knuckles take some weight. Squeeze your forearms toward each other to feel your deltoids roll out. And then bend your knees a lot as you slowly walk up to your hands. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then come into Tadasana. Mountain pose, feet underneath your shoulders. Legs parallel to each other, toes pointing forward, shoulders down from the ears, chest is forward, belly is in. Breathe. Equal weight in all four corners of your feet, of each foot. Four corners being the mound of your big toe, the mound of your little toe, outside heel, inside heel. Make sure the head stays on top of the shoulders directly. All right, please have blocks handy as we go through a little flow exercise in front of you in case you want to use them. Again, the blocks are simply an extension of the arms. And then come back to Tadasana. And then inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, push up with your fingertips. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, separate your hands, come into chair. Bending your knees, tailbone down. Good. And then slowly inhale all the way back up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, push your palms up. Exhale, separate the hands. Inhale, up. Oh, sorry, put your hands back together. Inhale, back up. Exhale, crescent left. Inhale, up. Exhale, now separate, come into your chair. And then slowly inhale back up. Exhale, arms in a T, back to Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, separate your hands, come into your chair. Place your hands on your thighs and then straighten your legs as you flatten your back in a half forward fold. So you have a flat back now. Your legs are straight, but your knees are not locked. And then let your hands dangle in front of you as you bend your knees, and then bring your hands in front of you as you come up through chair, pausing in chair, and then all the way back up, inhale. Exhale, arms in a T, back to Anjali Mudra. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, come into chair. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs and bring your hands down either onto the mat or blocks in front of you. And then take your left hand, either keep your left hand on your block or take your left hand onto your right calf or ankle. Bending both knees now. And then we're going to lift our right arm open as we straighten the right leg, keeping your left knee bent. And then that arm comes back down. Then the knees come back up through chair. Inhale up. Exhale, arms in a T, chest open. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs as you bring your hands down. You can keep a bend in your knees. Just bring your hands down to the block or mat. And then either take your right hand, keeping it on the block, or grab your left ankle or calf. And then bending both knees, we'll open our arm to the left as we straighten the left leg. And then bring it back down. Very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Back to Tadasana. So we're going to be doing some poses long ways on the mat. If you feel that you need to turn your mat to see better, please go ahead and do so. But if you don't need to, then don't worry about it. And just have your blocks handy just in case you want to lose them within reach. Okay, from here, once you're settled, separate your feet with your toes pointing forward, as wide as you can, and still feel stable. And we're going to come into our 5-pointed star. Okay, so now we're going to go into a balance. So this is a little tricky. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to shift our weight, drag our left foot over, shift our weight to the right foot, and then we're going to come into tree pose. Placing your foot on the inside of your calf or ankle or thigh. Don't forget to breathe. If you want to grow your branches, now is the time to do that. If you push your fingertips together, it helps you balance. There's something about the nerve endings in your fingertips. And then bring your hands back down and then step back to your 5-pointed star. Okay, so now you know where we're going. What you do on one, you're going to do on the other side. So shift your weight, drag your foot, come into tree on this foot. And optional to grow your branches here. And release, step back to your 5-pointed star. Good. Okay, please take your right toes, turn them 90 degrees so that they're pointing away from you. Pick up your left heel and scoot it back an inch or two, and then bend the right knee. So you're in your warrior 2 legs right now, warrior 2 legs. So as you're in warrior 2 legs, make sure you pay attention to what that front knee is doing. Don't let it collapse inward. Think about rotating that thigh outward the whole time you're here. Warrior 2. Turn your head to look over the middle finger of your right hand. Okay, flip your palm, your right palm up, and then your left palm is still down, but you're going to bring your left palm as if you're holding a ball, and then your right palm is going to go over your head, and then you're going to turn your head to look behind you, to the left. This is a female warrior or a dancing warrior. And then come back to warrior 2. Turn your head to look to the right. So this is a movement of your neck muscles here, so to stimulate all those lymph nodes, your lymph nodes around your neck area. And we're going to now flip the palm up one more time. Bring your left hand holding the belly or the ball, right arm over the head, look to the back. And then come back to warrior 2. Take your right arm, come onto your right thigh, bring the left arm up either to 12 o'clock, or if you can reach it beside your ear, go ahead and do that. Stretching out the arm and breathe. This is a side angle pose. And then pull back up, return to warrior 2. Pivot your feet back forward to 5-pointed star, and then bring your hands on your hips. Bend your knees slightly, bring your chest down, and then your hands can come down on your mat or a block. And allow your spine to dangle. Think about sticking your tail back and up so that you feel a stretch in your lower back. Your legs are straight, but not locked. Feet are pointing forward. Take a couple of breaths here. So this is a forward fold, and we have a lot of lymph nodes in our head, but also our nasal passages help our immune system. And by being inverted like this helps stimulate our nasal passages. What happens in our nasal passages is all the mucous membranes and the cilia filter all the germs out of the air as you inhale. Okay, take your right hand either on the block or the mat in front of your face, and then lift your left arm open as you twist your body to the left. And the left hand comes down in front of your face or the block, and right arm lifts. And then right hand comes down, bend your knees, very slowly rise up, back to your 5-pointed star. Pivot the left toes 90 degrees, pick up the right heel, scoot it back a little bit away from you, and then come into your warrior 2 legs here. Pay attention to your left knee. Turn your head to look over your middle fingers of your left hand. So tendency is always here to drop your back arm for some reason. So just think about keeping your back arm parallel. So those muscles are working. Rotate your left thigh outward to keep that knee stable. And now we're gonna flip the left palm up and come into our female warrior here. The right hand comes in front of our belly, left arm comes over our head, and then we turn our head to look to the right. All the cervical lymph nodes with this exercise are being stimulated. Bring back to warrior 2, return your head to look left. And once again, palm up, female warrior, arm overhead, turn your head to look right. And then once again, back to warrior 2. Left arm comes onto the left thigh. Right arm comes either to 12 o'clock or stretching beside your ear. And breathe here in a side angle pose. And then pull back up, return to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, bring your feet back, pivot forward to 5-pointed star. Walk your heels in and your feet in so that you can bring your arms into goddess and come into goddess pose. So this is the half of a squat. So your tailbone's down, your feet are pointed outward, and you're using your groin muscles to keep your knees out, pointing in the same direction as your feet. So your inguinal lymph nodes in the groin area are being activated here. Bring your chest forward, breathe. And then we're going to flip the right arm down, palm facing back, bring the left palm forward. And then we're going to switch. Good. And then switch again. Try to keep your elbows shoulder height. Switch again. One more time again. And then bring your arms back to your T, straighten your legs, walk your feet back together, shake everything out. Very good. So now we're going to come back down to the mat. You can do through downward facing dog if you like, coming to the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold, and then just stepping back to your downward facing dog. Or if this is not your game today, you can just come on down to the mat any way that you like. Take a couple of breaths in, down dog. And then bring your knees down. And then sit all the way back towards your heels into a child pose. Rest your head on something, either a block or the mat or a bolster. And your bottom doesn't have to come all the way to your heels, but come as far as you feel comfortable. So the child pose is doing a lot of stuff for our immunity here. Even though this is a resting pose, we're putting a lot of stimulation in our pelvic area. It has a lot of lymph nodes. By resting our head on something, it gives just a profound sense of stress release, something about the nodes in our forehead, all the nerve endings there. And of course, stress release is big for our immunity. And we're putting pressure on that all-important spleen. Slowly push back up. Come seated for a moment on your bolster or blanket. Please bend the right knee, bring it in toward your groin. Now, keep the left foot extended, toes pointing up, left knee straight but not locked. And you have a choice here. You can either keep your foot on the inside of that leg, or you can bring it to the outside of the leg. It's totally up to you. As long as you can keep a straight spine, whichever one you do, and keep your left leg extended with the foot pointing up. And if your right foot is on the other side of the leg, make sure your foot can stay flat on the mat here. Otherwise, keep it to the inside. Then take your left arm, hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist. And then plant your hand on the mat behind you. Use your arm as a kickstand as you use your left arm as leverage to help you twist. Bringing out all those toxins from your body by squeezing your abdominal organs. Every time you exhale, get a little deeper in the twist. Breathe deeply and slowly. Make sure your head's relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are not crunched up to your ears. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring your head, chest, body around. And then keep spinning, and just plant your hands down on the left side of your body so that your right shoulder comes over. And then just bow down gently with your chest, not all the way, just a little bit, so that you feel a little bit of a counter twist in your body here. And then come back up. And we'll switch legs, extending the right leg, bending the left knee. Make sure the right foot stays pointed up, the right knee stays pointing up. And again, the options to keep your left foot where it is or bring it to the outside of that leg, as long as you can keep that foot flat on the mat and keep your spine long. Your right arm now hugs the knee into your chest. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Plant your hand behind you as a kickstand so your spine stays vertical as you twist. Relax in this twist. Breathe deeply and slowly. Inhale. Exhale as you slowly come around front. Keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning. Planting the hands on the right. So now your left hip is going to come off the mat. Your left shoulder is going to come around in a gentle counter twist. And come back up. And come off of your bolster, please, and then come onto your backs. With your knees bent, place your feet flat on the mat, about 1 hand width or 1.5 hand width lengths from your bottom. And then have your arms down beside you, palms facing down. Keep your feet hip width distance apart. So now you're going to have a little bit of space in your lower back because your back is in a neutral position. So you have a little bit of lumbar space here. And then just feel the upper part of your back flatten on the mat, your shoulders flatten on the mat. So we're going to do what we call a rolling bridge. And this is going to be stimulating a lot of lymph nodes. It's going to be our groin area, our neck area, our cervical lymph nodes, and our axillary lymph nodes in the armpits. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to inhale as we push into our feet, lift our hips up, and then lift our hands up off the mat. Bring your arms overhead, pointing to the ceiling as you continue to roll, push your hips up, and then allow your hands to fall above your head, palms facing up. They may or may not touch down. That's okay. We're only going to stay here for a second. And then we're going to take a deep breath and exhale as we roll the bridge back down. So your hands are going to come back towards the ceiling. You're going to let one vertebra at a time come down onto the mat. And then your hips and hands will touch down the mat at the same time, back to your neutral spine. Okay, so this is done very slowly and softly. This is a cooling, believe it or not, this is a cooling exercise. So inhale, push into your feet, slowly roll up to your shoulders, arms just float above your head, float, palms facing up. Inhale, and as you exhale, very slowly let your hands come back down and your hips roll down and touch the mat at the same time. Pause here. And one more into your bridge. Inhale and lift up. Your hips, your arms float over your head, palms up, and then slowly roll the bridge back down. Let your hands float down beside your body. Now, please take your feet, walk them close to each other, and then bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to drop out to the sides. And bring your arms in a T and relaxing your chest and shoulders. So your back will have a neutral arch in it. So this is just letting gravity open our groin muscles, our abductor and adductor muscles. Adductor muscles being on the inside of your thighs, the groin area. Abductor muscles on the outside. Just let gravity do its work here, stimulating all the lymph nodes in your groin area, your inguinal nodes. Okay, take your hands to the outside of your thighs and just slowly push your knees back together. Bring your arms back into a T. Walk your feet apart so that they're the edges of your mat. And finish off with a gentle spinal twist. So lift your hips, move them 1 or 2 inches to the left. And then allow your knees to fall to the right. So your left hip is going to come off the mat and your knees are not going to touch, or they're not even have to stay together. They're just falling over to the right. Your shoulders are staying open. And then you're going to turn your head to look over your right hand, or left hand, sorry, left hand. And then very slowly, bring your knees back to center. Push into your feet to shift your hips to center, and then shift them a little bit to the right so that you can allow your knees to fall to the left, keeping your chest open and your shoulders down. And now you're going to turn your head to look to the right. Slowly, knees come back to center, head comes back to center, hips come back to center. And hug both knees into your chest for one last release of everything. And then please lie on your backs into Shavasana, our final relaxation pose, which is really the ultimate immune system booster, because in Shavasana, we're relaxing mind and body, which is a big stress releaser. So get comfortable however you like to do your Shavasana. Focus on your breath. I'm going to read you a poem by Mary Oliver, American poet, who is very renowned for her imagery in her poems. This is from her book called Devotions. And the name of this poem is How Would You Live Then? What if 100 rose-breasted grosbeaks flew in circles around your head? What if the mockingbird came into the house with you and became your advisor? What if the bees filled your walls with honey and all you needed to do was ask them and they would fill the bowl? What if the brook slid downhill just past your bedroom window so you could listen to its slow prayers as you fell asleep? What if the stars began to shout their names or to run this way and that way above the clouds? What if you painted a picture of a tree and the leaves began to rustle and a bird cheerfully sang from its painted branches? What if you suddenly saw that the silver of water was brighter than the silver of money? What if you finally saw that the sunflowers, turning toward the sun all day and every day, who knows how, but they do it, were more precious, more meaningful than gold? Please refocus on your breath and gently wake up your body, making small movements. Please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal your practice. And in doing so, you're sealing off the masculine side of your body, which is your right side, which is hot, fiery, bright. And you're exposing the feminine side of your body, the left, which is cool, calm, dark. And that calmness will take you through the rest of the day. Please very slowly push up to seated. Loka samasta sukhi no bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste. And Jai Yogis.